And background action.
Action! Okay, let's wait. Okay, yeah, let's move on.
You tilted a little high, eh? Yeah.
It's a fucking miracle. I cannot believe that happened. Jesus Christ. You did awesome. We owe you. Thank you. That was wicked. I don't know how we did that.
Nicely done.
Okay, we got to get inside, block, and shoot this whole other scene immediately. So we got a wardrobe change. Those, where am I talking to?
My name is Jared Rabb, and I'm the cinematographer on BlackBerry, and I'm the cinematographer for Waterloo. I am the cinematographer for Matt Johnson's Wacky Adventures Part 2. What are the other working titles? We extensively talked about the look of the movie and what we want the movie to look like and feel like and how alive we want it to be, feeling like we're this kind of idea that everything that you're seeing on camera feels like even the people shooting it can't believe that they're there at the time that this is the thing is happening. This is our Bell Atlantic set. Jim is about to pitch the first smartphone to the board of directors.
Okay, action. Great cut. Okay, yeah, we got one. Thank God. That's a cut. At what point?
We were shooting on the Alexa Mini. This is interesting, our weird setup here, which is we're on these amazing massive ingenue zooms, which are like 24 to 290, and they're 2.8, which is very fast for a zoom of that crazy length. So all the handheld stuff we're doing on smaller Optimos that are compact, and then anytime we can, we go on these, but to keep the handheld feel, we can't lock it off, so we're using these very sweet Newman airheads, which are basically a bobblehead for the camera that you can inflate and deflate as needed to get different levels of bounce, I guess. So it ends up feeling we're going on just a short slider, which gives us the ability to not only do pan and tilt using the airhead, but also slide left and right a little while still able to be locked down enough to be on these 27-pound lenses. And then on top, it's on a Peewee, but it can go on sticks or anything. But the Peewee's nice because we can just find a height and live with it. A lot of it is drawing on stuff we've done before, so really voyeuristic camera, really far away on a long lens, through tons of foreground, this idea of being watched from far away, putting glass between the subject and the person. The environment should be kind of alive and have lots going on. So,
and I want to let me add to this, because what you're not saying is actually something that from a storytelling point of view is really, really, really vital, which is that this is a movie about technology and all of these knick-knacky things, but the fucking phone or how it works or the technology that they work. And so the only way the audience is even going to get all of this stuff is in foreground, background, other characters using it, us showing like the schematics and all the junk everywhere, because like zero narrative time is spent on how the thing works.
One of the key differences with this team versus the way that a lot of movies are made is that the vision for the movie, the entire core team of creatives is working on that from day one. It's not like we all come on board and do 2 weeks of prep, which is quite common in film. We're coming together and we're meeting and we're talking about the movie from the second that it's conceived as an idea. Most of the time, it's a bit jarring when suddenly, the producer, the cinematographer, and the AD, and even the camera operators are getting together to talk about story things within a scene while we're shooting. And but I think in some ways that's kind of the magic of what happens when we all get together, and that's like I said, I think it just makes a better movie. And I wish that more movies did draw on all the opinions of the people involved, assuming those people care as much as we all do, because we're all there because the absolute most important thing for a cinematographer is the same thing for a director, for a production designer, for an actor, for a grip, for a PA, is that they care that the movie in the end is great. And if you can foster an environment where it's clear that everyone gives a shit about the final product, then you can make a much better movie.
Let me tell you something about filmmaking. Here's what they don't prepare you for. 95% of your time is waiting and arguing. 5% is trying to execute any kind of vision at all. And because you spend so much time waiting, you screw up the 5%.
In the dark. Like, can I be like that?
Hang back.
And let's show his eye line going down past camera there. Sorry, can we reset that? I want to do that one more time. Oh yeah.
Directing movies is so painful. It's one of the most painful things you will ever do in your life. It's like everything's always going wrong. You're always making choices between bad options, and you're like struggling to bend reality around what it is that you want to have happen, and you're failing constantly.
Look. We have this, we have this, we have this, we have this.
Here's the big problem, that because in the movie, Doug is like the lowest status person and is not anxious about getting things done. It was so different than how very action-oriented, anal retentive, like, okay, we've got to do this, almost humorless. And I wish it hadn't been that way. Like, I wish that I could have been playing Doug and somebody else could have been directing the movie, because it would have made it a lot easier for me to really be a, what's the word for that? Insolent son of a bitch.
Maybe I have to.
I never heard a name like that. He's the one person whose name I always forgot in class.
Johnson, buddy.
Yeah.
Are you supposed to be making a movie?
They're setting up the lights, yeah. I stopped making a movie about 5 days ago. Now they just drag me in to talk to the actors so that the actors feel comfortable going on set. And that's it. I haven't made a decision since May.
What's funny is that in the end, the stuff that actually makes the cut are almost all accidents and mistakes and things that you didn't plan, which just spits in the face of so much of your preparation and what you had thought was going to be in the movie. But the failure or the big mistake that you would make is sticking to what your plan was once you're wrapped and you're in your edit, because then your movie is fucked and you'll just make garbage. You need to follow like what is actually appealing when you look at the footage.
Okay, stage, action.
It's always the mistakes that we keep. Every single time. I would say there is not a scene in the film. They just think that's what was planned. And so it makes it so alive and interesting. And in fact, the only scenes that are in the cut right now that don't work are the ones where they were so staged and so controlled and so quote unquote successful that no errors could take place. Like no mistakes could happen. And so they're like boring and awful, horrible scenes. Miller already paid Moby.
Yeah.
Cash.
So we got this whole thing, bop. Salesmen are going around, Jim's going around securing all the smart guys with dirty deals, but we don't know yet that it's illegal. And then we go to this scene afterwards, and then he's talking to him, and for the first time we realize he's breaking the law. And then his phone fails, and then it's a disaster back home. So probably the finished version of the movie, if all goes well, is going to have this scene before the montage, and we'll take out this ending where he gets this error message. And so we just have to try to figure out how we'll restructure it. And that's kind of interesting, I think.
Yes, it does.
Because you're watching it now, it's not that way. And we've got a month to figure out that and probably
500 other little things
like that. Tons of people, especially producers, like to ask me how long it takes to edit a movie, and I almost never know what to say. But I think I'm starting to say you need at least 5 months. Even on something that's heavily scripted and you think you know that it's going to be a certain way and you got a certain plan, usually it never turns out that way, and you need the time to try different things and to reflect on it. But with this gang, I think on Operation Avalanche, we took a year maybe and kept reshooting and recutting. But at that point, it was, I think, most of our first movies, besides The Dirties. Something different on this one, though, is that we did have an assembly edit going the whole time that some other people did. Carly Williams and Manny Hussey. And that really helped because by the time shooting was finished, we had a whole assembly cut, everything laid out on one timeline, which is so different than what we usually have on other things. And big reason why we were even able to do that is because it was scripted way more than any Zapruder thing has been in the past.
You already told the story.
No, I got cut off. We had to go play pickleball with no nets.
Go ahead.
And so we wanted to do this, Arthur C., making this big prediction of the future. It's very cool, cutting between him and Mike making the prototype. And then, we also realized that Steve Jobs does the exact same thing, so that's one bad thing about it. But then we got this new idea to do a reshoot of a scene of Mike getting raided by the SEC later in the movie and open the movie with that. So hopefully, probably that's how the movie will open. If not, then
Something's
a lot
going
happened
very wrong,
between
yeah.
now and...
Yeah.
But that's really good.
Yeah, it'll mean the movie
Something
got even
better.
better. Yeah, it'll mean the movie got even better.
And now it'd be really sad if it does happen exactly like that and the movie didn't get better,
Oh wow, isn't that crazy? I was just explaining this to Pranay, that when the plan goes exactly right,
then you're
it's a
just
failure.
screwed.
And I was telling him how you have basically elected to only use takes and scenes where things went wrong to spite me
Right.
and to show just how clumsy and stupid I am as a director and filmmaker.
Yeah. They're always working really hard or not, That
Whoa.
I was doing this with the fingers. It was obvious that was a joke. But for real. No, I'm just, dude, it was this.
The fingers.
You made it worse by responding. What is nice is when you do really trust someone that they have a little vision, and whether or not they do, they at least know what they like when they see it, and that's nice.
Yeah, it's funny, eh? It's amazing how even just cutting back and forth between them just looks so stupid.
Dude, you know what? We got to give a lot of love to the actors in the movie because, yeah, that helps a lot. And I think we got so lucky with the performances, and everyone did so well. And that's been a nice treat.
I'm Jay McCarroll, and I am the composer and executive producer of BlackBerry. Let me start that again. Sure. Hi. Let me say it again. I know you're going to just use this whole thing and find a way to... I am one of the executive producers. I'm also the composer for the BlackBerry movie. All right, this is it. This is my studio. There's gear, there's vibes, there's red walls. You know, it's a great movie. E.T. is very inspiring. I run Logic, and I have a lot of samples on there. You know, but you layer it, and you wash it out with some reverb and some delay. You EQ it, and then when you put that over top of a cue, it almost has this like electric guitar badassness to it. Just sampling different things or getting synths to do phone interference or carrier waves. I mean, what does a Mobitex network sound like? That's what I want to know. I think the vision for what we wanted BlackBerry to sound and feel like started when we made the storyboards and animatic.
Do you have it? Have what?
The prototype.
No, you just had it in the cab. Oh my God. You left it in the cab.
Well, we had a lot of fun making these things. And we didn't even treat it that seriously. It's just a great way to put a script up on its feet and start to, you know, establish some of its feels and intention. After the first week of shooting, I came home from set and pretty quickly got some of the themes together of like panic and grind and tunnel vision. And I think it just gave way to this idea of just bits, like bit rate, or just the word bits. All these disconnected bits flying around, trying to connect. And that scene at Bell Atlantic when Mike is explaining. That's that.
I am Jay Baruchel, and I play Mike Lazaridis, the inventor of the BlackBerry.
I'm Glenn Howerton. I'm playing Jim Balsley.
My name's Matthew Miller, and I am co-writer and one of the producers of Waterloo.
My name is Matt Johnson, and I'm the director of the film Waterloo. And I'm also playing Doug. And I wrote it too, with my friend Matt Miller. Before I was given the book, I knew who Jim Balsley was, and I knew who Mike was. I knew that they were from Waterloo, Ontario, and I was always really excited by that.
You know, just like
Keep right, exactly. And they're going to stay in the kitchen, so you can be
They'll be in the kitchen?
Yeah, they're going to be right there for you to see.
They embrace this subject in a way that they do uniquely, and of course that's what I bought into. So their way of working is very spontaneous, and it's a very group effort with a team of people.
Great, awesome. Glenn?
I just knew that they were huge. Lots of people had BlackBerries, and then suddenly no one did.
I could type on a BlackBerry with my eyes closed, literally. I dug that it was just what it needed to be. I didn't need games on it. I didn't need to take pictures on it. I had a camera and a fucking video game console to do that with.
Sugar's good on meat, man. People like anytime I make steak, I put white sugar on it. Really? A little bit. And you put it by the fat. Put it by the fat.
All right, folks, we're about to go. Okay, let's roll, sound, folks.
Well, this is Mike's presentation.
But now we have.
So you get him crossing all the way over here. Mike's presentation.
It was one of the things very early on that was clearly exciting. We love the 90s. We kind of came of age in the 90s. Some of our past work has been about that period and nostalgia and our love for that period and our reverence for it. And so getting to tell a movie like this about technology in that period was really fun. We watched a lot of films and we watched a lot of documentaries as references about how we wanted our cameras to interact in the space and move.
On day 7 of 34. So that means we're about 20% done shooting, which is crazy. Been trying to make this movie for 5 years. And I hope we haven't completely fucked it up. But I think we're doing okay.
Are we kind of shooting this all as one piece? In other words,
Pedestrians, if they see the cab, they should walk behind it.
Action. Car.
Big picture, the film is about work, but I think deeper than that, the film is about friendship and what people are willing to sacrifice in order to be great. It's a very easy movie to describe. It's the rise and fall of the BlackBerry company. You remember that phone that people owned before an iPhone? This is how they got started and how they got destroyed.
"11 phones crashed the entire Bell network."
11?
These are pager networks, Jim. They're designed to send a few digits. You're in La La Land with this one. Some nerds took you for a ride here, boy. I just hope you didn't sink too much cash into this.
Hi, and welcome to the BlackBerry behind-the-scenes animatic discussion.
Hi, I'm Jay McCarroll.
Oh man, don't start doing shtick. Hi, and welcome to the BlackBerry behind-the-scenes animatic discussion. I'm Matt Johnson.
And I'm Jay McCarroll.
And when we first started taking the pre-production of this film, we were in mid-production actually.
Were we mid?
Yeah, we were in
mid-production
on a call and answer.
Forth.
Well, then go ahead.
We're out of sync.
So Jay came up with the idea of just drawing storyboards and filming the storyboards, the 2D storyboards himself.
You get a drawing together, but then you get a new layer, and I can keep, so I just kind of like erase, and I remake a new frame. You cut to another angle.
And what was so useful about this is that one, Jay could do it so quickly, like so quickly.
It was very quick.
And two, now all of a sudden, I've got all these images from Jay.
You think that...
And then I can basically make little jokes for him by like editing his drawings together in ways that just move with the rhythm of the dialogue. Oh, there he is. I'm from Waterloo. He's like, you think I won't fucking do it?
And then this is how it happens. You just do this, you start shooting. You know what I mean? And you start finding the story. And I just gave Matt a bit, like every frame like this, I would give him about 30 seconds. I would give him just this. And then I would give him a few of these, like, whoa.
Gonna try to fix this? That's how they built it.
Nothing, I'm afraid. We don't need him anymore.
Name your price, Carl.
There's no number, Jimmy.
2.5 million all in for the entire $16 million order.
So you can see when we're prepping this, we were trying to shoot it with one camera rather than two, and so Jay is pivoting between Jim and us, Mike and Doug at the window, at the door. And we thought, oh, this would be a great way to cover this scene. But then, of course, as soon as we started shooting...
Remember, too, I should mention, the way we did this is that we had a very rough version of the script, this version, and we recorded all the voices first. So we had only audio first.
Actually, we should talk about that briefly because that is actually a really important
so we got
point of
together,
this.
we went over into my studio, and we just had the script in front of us, and
we acted
very
it.
quickly. We're just like, okay, I'll be him, I'll be you, and you be them, and we just sort of did every single voice.
I took that audio, like Jay bounced it out to me, and I then edited the whole movie together with, I think, music cues and like very like rough sound effects. I sent that bounce out of the entire movie to Jay.
I remember just having the audio of the whole movie and then just like, press play, stop. And as I was playing the audio, I'm like, oh, we'll need an angle of this. We'll need a close-up of Jim. We need them kind of doing this, doing that.
But it was all timed out.
Fun. It's just equipping you with the ingredients that I knew you would have to just cut the scene together and moving around. Okay, there's going to be a zoom for this line for sure. Oh, Jared would probably love to zoom here again too. Here's a slow zoom, and like even giving you more than you need. And then it's funny how you then either did exactly what I thought you would do, or you subvert what I gave you, and
or use different images for different parts. That was one of the best things to do.
All of a sudden, together, it kind of created this like handheld storyboard animatic situation. We didn't even know it was called an animatic at the time.
No, we
put it together, and they're like, guys, you just made an animatic.
And we went, oh shit.
Oh shit. It was so much fun.
Get me a meeting with Stan Sigmund at AT&T.
Jim!
Stop with the fucking Jim. I know who the fuck I am. Why am I hearing about this just now?
I've been trying to schedule this meeting for 2 months.
Not my fucking problem. You know this is happening, you break my fucking door down.
Oh yeah, I bet you'd love that.
There's another scene that's just completely not in the movie. Look at how Jay's drawing this face. I fell in love with these with these faces. He's just, you drew him as always like getting away with it. Yeah, scheming and getting away with it, but feeling like very Cajun.
Holding a shotgun, cocking it.
Originally, the script. This is actually what really happened. Jim and Brock were going on a hunting trip together, and that's when the phone call came in that Jim was going to get fired, and so we thought we'd do it where Glenn has got this shotgun and he keeps racking it, and then this scene got completely cut out right before we went into production. What Jay and I did that was a huge mistake was we tried to make it so like inside joke funny that when we screened it for our friends and all the heads of departments who are like all of our buddies, it had a illusion of being good because it was all funny. And that illusion masked a lot of
Just to
major...
us.
Funny to us, of course. So yeah, that's what I mean.
Hey, you Jim Balsillie, huh? Wow, look, sir, I just want to say I really appreciate what you've done for Waterloo. My whole family's finally working.
Thank you. I'm going to my jet.
It was like funny to us, like it was one gigantic inside joke, and that masked dozens, if not hundreds, of narrative problems.
I think more like thousands.
That's not possible. When we then cut the movie together, thinking it was going to go just like the animatic, oh my God, big mistake. Because Glenn and Jay, the real Jay, were not doing the same kind of...
Who's the real Jay?
Jay Baruchel, Canadian legend. Do you want to go out in the street and ask people who the real Jay is? We never showed this to the actors, ever. Like we would, and we wouldn't in a million years.
Well, they're going to see it now a little bit if they're interested.
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying is it was not a tool to try to explain the vision of the film to our larger creative team. Not at all. This was a
Nobody saw that.
This was a writing tool, and that's what was so useful to us. Another big gift of this animatic is that as soon as we watched it, and then started consulting with Jared, who was the cinematographer of the film, we could start eliminating shots and sequences from the animatic wholly due to camera motivation. Because the vision for the film was, I mean, obviously all the aesthetic of everything I've ever done has been in documentary, fake documentary, and I love that aesthetic. And I mean, that's just, anytime you've ever seen Jay and I do anything, we're acting in a fake documentary. And because of that, we were not thinking about that aesthetic when we made the animatic. Like we weren't overtly being like, okay.
Nor did we feel the responsibility to create it, really. That wasn't what this was about.
Exactly. And so then when we finally sat back and watched it as a technical document, any camera angle that we couldn't justify with Jared as being diegetic from a documentary point of view, we just cut, and they stood out like a sore thumb.
Okay, go for 114. Go for 114.
Sometimes you're looking at shots in the animatic that are just like, well, this is complete garbage. Of course, we wouldn't ever use this. But there are some shots that are identical.
So this
to the
shot right
movie.
there, look at this, look at that. Like, so Pranay, like that literally is you. Oh my God, them hugging, dude, this is crazy. And again, nobody ever watched this, but
it's just
there's something about the
Pranay,
energy.
you're gonna have to like, just for a few of these, do the picture-in-picture.
Well, especially since it's like literally, it's like Nave's right beside me.
It's texting.
As we're doing this shit, even that right there. Oh my God.
Completely encrypted.
What'd we learn?
The lesson of it?
Mm-hmm.
It's innumerable. It was.
We learned that we're probably going to do this again.
Yeah, this is a
very
cheap
tool.
Very cheap and very fun filmmaking tool. When you combine those two things, that's the sweet
Gotta
spot.
keep it low stakes.
Yeah, oh my God.
Literally.
Yeah, and low
Have
stakes.
fun.
And because if you were thinking of making a movie, there really is no excuse for you to not do this, because although you may be looking at these images and being like, oh wow, that's a really Jay's quite a talented artist. The original sketches were not good at all. In fact, the dirty secret is that the very originals were just him drawing on little pieces of yellow Post-it notes with a pen. He knows what he wants, and he just draws it.
It's the spirit that you want to
exactly.
get out of it. You don't need to have it be good at all. But before you go launching into just doing this and being like, yeah, you do an animatic, you do have to make sure that your artist, whoever's doing it, understands spiritually and deeply what the tonality is, what the sense of humor is, what the drama is, exactly what the Venn diagram is. Because that's something, because we know each other since we were kids. I know when he brings something to the table, I'm like, okay, I know what you're trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
So I could draw it in the shittiest way, and he could be like, okay, good. And then we could make alterations from there. And through chipping all that down, you end up with a diamond.
Well,
where are you going?
I'm leaving.
Okay. Well, that's that.